Good morning. This is Kimberly Pinkson here today. Tom is in a ceremony this morning, so I am going to be reading an excerpt from his upcoming book. And let's see, I want to start with thanking you for being here today and acknowledge that I'm a little nervous doing this because I feel like I don't know, it just feels weird stepping in for him. But I wanted to make sure that we still showed up for you, because I always think the most important thing we can all do in life is just to show up with love in our hearts. And so that is what I am trying to do for you and for myself and for our world and our children. And so just let's take a second here to take a deep breath together, inhaling gratitude for all the gifts of our lives and exhaling, dropping into our centeredness and trusting, because one of the things that I have learned in shamanic ceremonies is the power of just trusting, surrendering and trusting into the powers that are greater than us, that are all around. And so with that, I will start reading. And again, this is from an excerpt from Tomas's upcoming book. And I tried to figure out how to not have my face on here the whole time and just have a picture or something. But I invite you to look at if there's any window that you see any nature or a plant nearby, or something special that's a nice visual representation for you, or close your eyes, whatever feels comfortable. But you certainly don't have to stare at me the whole time. I just couldn't figure out how to use the different technologies we're using and not have me there. So hi. Okay, here we go. So this is on being a wisdom warrior. Evolutionary pressure is pushing all of us to develop a new way of seeing, of being, and of living. A way that is based on ancient wisdom and a cooperative planetary consciousness. That is the only way we are going to solve the challenges of climate change and pandemics of disease, injustice, depression, suicide, and racism that are here before us. If we don't forge and live a new vision, we don't have a viable future. And each of us has the power to forge a new vision, to be part of that shift. What you think, what you feel, what you say, what you do, not only affects you, it also affects the larger field. You make a difference. What kind of a difference you make is up to you. To shift our current and toxic way of living on Mother Earth to a healthy and regenerative one will take a critical mass of what I call wisdom warriors. And again, this is not me when it says I, this is Tom's words. I'm just reading. Psychedelic shamanism opens up a channel to shift us forward toward wisdom warrior consciousness. The notion of warrior may have a negative connotation for many of us, given the amount of male-dominated violence in today's world. But the word also references a quality or state of being wise, knowledge of what is true or right, coupled with just judgment as to action, sagacity, discernment, or insight, an intangible quality gained through our experience in life that results in following the soundest course of action based on knowledge, experience, and understanding. A brave or experienced fighter who shows or has shown great vigor, who fights in battles and is known for having courage and skill. And I would say we have to have courage to show up every day here. Wisdom is different from knowledge. Knowledge is about facts and ideas. Wisdom is the ability to evaluate and discern what aspects of knowledge are pragmatically applicable to your life, and especially to live their truth under pressure. Knowledge you intellectually know, wisdom you live, or else it is abstract and powerless. Wisdom entails using the mind to open and attune with the lessons of our revelatory universe, thus growing from what psychologist and author Bill Plotkin calls our first adulthood, which is ego-based, into our second adulthood, which is soul-based. Wisdom knows the teachings of impermanence and that food for the soul will not be found in material things. Innovative research at Princeton, MIT, Stanford, and many other prestigious universities and laboratories affirms what our indigenous elders have known for millennia, that the universe is connected by a vast quantum energy field. Thought and consciousness generate an energy force that, when harnessed together with an interconnected group on the same wavelength, can produce meaningful change in the world, which is part of why we started Shamanic Sundays here. The Global Consciousness Project at Princeton University is an international multidisciplinary collaboration of scientists and engineers that collects data continuously from around the globe. When a great event synchronizes the feelings of millions of people, our network of random number generators becomes subtly structured. We calculate 1 in a trillion odds that the effect is due to chance. The evidence suggests that an emerging noosphere, or the unifying field of consciousness described by sages in all cultures. A lot more detail on the science behind this, but for today I'm going to skip ahead and share more of Tom's words. The wisdom warrior is thus an approach to life based on current science and ancient wisdom, recognizing this cooperative planetary consciousness. If you are engaging in spiritual medicine work, shamanic psychedelics, shamanic practice in a sacred way, you are on a wisdom warrior path. Psychedelic shamanism grows wisdom warriors. The Dalai Lama, a wisdom warrior in my thinking, again, when I say my, it's Tom's words, not my, Kimberly, calls for a spiritual revolution, a radical reorientation away from our habitual preoccupation with self towards concern for the wider community of beings with whom we are connected, and for conduct which recognizes others' interests alongside our own. He emphasizes the need for wisdom shifts, motivation from serving personal will to serving higher purpose. Not my will, but thy will. Not me, but we. Maybe you're already a wisdom warrior and just haven't thought of using the term yourself. Here are some key concepts and tools to be a wisdom warrior to support you in your journey toward becoming a wisdom warrior. 1, a wisdom warrior skillfully navigates through hard and tricky times with an open heart. They have developed resilience and endurance to persevere while keeping the flame of love, kindness, generosity, and hope going, even when big winds threaten to blow it out. So with each of these, I guess I would just invite you to consider how they resonate for you and which ones maybe you want to cultivate more in your life. And if you have any questions, you can send Tom an email and he can address it in next week's gathering. Number 2, wisdom warriors recognize that the highest form of warfare is spiritual battle within the human heart. It is not about aggression and violence. It is about meeting the enemy within while keeping spiritual values alive in all interactions. 3, wisdom warriors see through the trickery of limited perception, honoring their intimate relationship with the cosmic consciousness of the universe. The Lakota prayer phrase, Mitakuye-oyasin, meaning we are all related, is an expression of this knowing. Number 4, wisdom warriors show up in the world in a way that makes a positive difference. They strive to skillfully ride the waves of life. They grow through trials and ordeals because there's no escaping them. So it's how we ride those waves, right? Wisdom warriors are dedicated to a disciplined practice that trains mindfulness. The wisdom warrior's intention in a mindfulness practice is to use the instrumentality of the mind to connect with a power greater than the ego self. Intention focuses our attention. When intention is aligned with sustained discipline, concentrated will, and put into action, it results in an act of power. Wisdom warriors use this power to cultivate qualities of being and consciousness they want to grow stronger in their life, including the ability to surrender with humility and openness to mystery. Think about the difference between a weak, scattered ray of photons compared to a laser beam focused toward a single direction. Without a practice applying a clear, disciplined focus of intention, the energy is weak, easily scattered, and totally at the mercy of competing distractions, like a boat without a rudder tossed aimlessly by stronger forces and waves. Number 6, wisdom warriors use challenges to grow. Instead of viewing a disturbing situation as negative, they look deeper into what has been triggered and seek the medicine teachings of the situation. Seek the opportunities the challenge provides to grow, qualities of consciousness and being that threaten life. Coal doesn't become a diamond without pressure. Iron doesn't become fine steel without being heated by fire. I just want to pause for a second and again share, in case anyone's joining us late, that Tom is not here today. He's in ceremony. So I am reading excerpts from his upcoming book. And this chapter is on being a wisdom warrior, which psychedelic shamanism helps you shift into, can open the door to help you shift into that. Number 7, wisdom warriors understand the cosmic protocol of sacred reciprocity. For all that is given, there needs to be an equal energy of gratitude that is given back, or else there's an imbalance, and this leads to toxic outcomes. And I think we know that the culture we're living in is definitely more of a take, take, take than a give, give, give. So sacred reciprocity is restoring some of that balance. Number 8, wisdom warriors work to understand the causes of their reactivity and suffering, the stories they tell themselves, emanating from ego identity with its self-importance, entitlement, attachment, aversion, ignorance, arrogance, not being present in the moment, creating time pressures and taking things personally. The growth task is to pull the plug on these energy patterns and replace them with those that feed the soul, not the ego. Number 9, wisdom warriors befriend mortality as an ally. Do each act as if it were your last. Live each day as if it were your last. One of these days it will be so. Dying can be difficult when you are identified and attached to a grasping and frightened ego and physical body with no previous letting go practice. Letting go of control is called for while shifting identity from body and ego to spirit, your true essence. Number 10, wisdom warriors are love givers. They extend unconditional love through kindness, caring, and generosity into all interactions, which raises the vibration of the field. Number 11, wisdom warriors bring beauty into the world through creative expression. Listen to the soft urges of creativity that come through your body, your intuition, your feelings, your dreams. Listen to how those creative energies want to be expressed. It might be drawing or painting, movement, singing, dancing. Step into the adventure of not knowing what will come forth. Step into the adventure of opening to the mystery of creation. Release comparisons, evaluations, let it flow. More creativity will come and your life will be enriched. And there's just a side note, there's so much evidence that creativity is actually where you have your sort of aha moments that can help us move forward as individuals and a humanity. So another reason to drop into your creativity. Number 12 on Tom's list of wisdom warriors is wisdom warriors strengthen their body-mind container. Cultivate physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being through harmonious alignment with nature, within and without. Just as the mind needs training and maintenance, so too does the soul and body and the heart need tender, loving care. Meditation, breath work, prayer, ritual, spending time in silence, yoga, aikido, tai chi, qigong, walking, biking. There's so many different examples he shares. A good stretching practice is also of great importance, especially when growing into the elder years. It complements the container strengthening practices by providing the flexibility, fluidity, and adaptability so necessary to be able to go with the flow of the shifting universe. Wisdom warriors, this is number 13, wisdom warriors befriend the shadow. Like a hunter, stalk the contents of your unconscious through dreams, body symptoms, aches, pains. Look for leaks in your energy field where you lose power, weaken, or construct the flow of creative energy. Go to your looks within place. The challenge to waking up and wising up can seem overwhelming at times, but remember, it's not about trying to be perfect, which just sets us up for frustration and failure. It is about seeking to live in harmony and balance with the wholeness of your being and with all your relations. Number 14, wisdom warriors hunt, gather, and store power. Power has to do with the ability to make something happen, to manifest. The greatest power comes through relationship to that which is bigger than any one individual or group. Engage with the powers of creation, the powers of nature, a spirit ally, an angel, God, goddess, great spirit. Number 15, wisdom warriors open to their power animals. The power animal, the totem animal, and animal spirit guides are terms referring to partnership with a helping animal spirit that is connected to you for life. If you open to and honor the relationship. Traditionally, the totem spirit would come first to the individual through a dream, on a vision quest or pilgrimage to a sacred place of power, or through an encounter with it in the physical world in which it is communicated, its presence, its availability for relationship. A power animal offers its power, teaching, medicine, protection, wisdom, and gifts unique to its being to help you learn to grow and understand how to be with it. in a good way. That could be a fun thing to do this day after you get off here is if you don't feel a connection with the power animal, just take a walk and open up to that, asking for your spirit animal to come to you. Or if you already have some, give some time to say thank you. And again, here we are. Tom is in ceremony, and I am reading from his upcoming book. And we're on the chapter about wisdom warriors. And number 16 is wisdom warriors use psychedelic substances respectfully as sacraments to expand awareness of shared interconnectedness with nature, with others, and within the world. Wisdom guidance come from skillful usage, illuminating lessons on how to live with greater compassion and concern for those who are suffering. Number 17, wisdom warriors serve as spiritual activists, working to create a healthy, peaceful, just, kind, and caring world for all. Ultimately, this is the only kind of world that will really work. Wisdom warriors, number 18, understand that they have a responsibility. You are not here by accident. You have contributions to make, gifts to share. What you say, what you do, and how you are makes a difference because we're all connected in this unified energy field. A smile to a stranger, a kind word to someone standing in line at the store can make a huge difference in someone's day, and that ripples out. Number 19, wisdom warriors dream big, plant power seeds to show up, and do their part to make this world a better place. Be mindful of disempowering thoughts that say what you dream isn't possible. Stay in conscious connection with the infinite wisdom power of the universe that offers the opportunity to co-create with it with every breath you take. Number 20, wisdom warriors feel all feelings and breathe into them, breathing in and breathing out. Feeling and remembering feelings are not you. They are creating skillful relationships with anxiety, fear, uncertainty, anger, judgment, the hard feelings, if you will. Meet these feelings head on, then release them with the out-breath, cleaning out what needs to go. Breathe in and remember that each new in-breath brings clean, fresh life force energy from the universe, giving you an opportunity to make a conscious choice on how to transform the feelings to guide walking what Indigenous wisdom ways calls a heart path. Number 21. Wisdom warriors raise their sparks of divinity up a clear channel to higher self, polishing up with the light of the sun, serving as conduits for the light of that polished stardust that you are, to shine through into all whose path they cross and to wherever guidance tells them to send it. The sacred now is the only time to send love. Don't waste the moment. Use it to open to the gift of presence and the presence of gifts that comes with an open heart and awareness to the love that you are. Let's just pause for a second here and think about someone or something that needs us to send them some love. Number 22 from Tom's chapter on wisdom warriors in his upcoming book. Number 22 is that wisdom warriors go for it. You never know what is possible until you show up and go for what your soul calls you to do. Look what happened when a loincloth Hindu showed up in India and said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Gandhi started a nonviolent mass movement that broke English rule and changed the course of history. Number 23, wisdom warriors channel agape love light. They know this serves the intelligence of the earth, of nature, and how the universe actually works, contributing to reaching a critical mass of humanity working together for a better world. Number 24, wisdom warriors listen for the soft voice of spirit's guidance, communicating through body, feelings, intuition, dreams, imagination, as well as through unasked for coyote trickster machinations, working to open awareness to bigger dreaming than ego drives and rational mind limitations. Number 25, wisdom warriors practice being open, humble, receptive, and attentive to everyone and everything, knowing the deeper sacred mystery is always present and always seeking to bring through fullest blossoming and greatest good for all. But it needs our presence, our spiritual activism, to help make it so. Number 26, wisdom warriors stand up against wrongdoing in the sacred web of life, injustice, prejudice, racism, discrimination, violence. They work for equality, justice, peace, beauty, kindness, caring, and generosity. Doing nothing supports the continuation of destructive systems, beliefs, values, and behaviors that cause and perpetuate the social and environmental problems that plague us today. Number 27, wisdom warriors listen to heart wisdom, to Ho'oponopono, a Hawaiian saying that means to do the right thing, because I think in our hearts we generally know what the right thing is. Number 28, wisdom warriors identify with the divinity they are, divine sparks of stardust brought to earth to love. I'm seeing some repetitiveness in that one. That's a good one. Number 29, wisdom warriors catch and release critical judgments that close the heart, shutting down the flow of love. They avoid conditional love that says, I will send love to you only if you stop behaving in a way I do not like, recognizing that love is being used here as a bargaining chip in the marketplace of manipulation from which nothing good comes. It takes a dedicated, regular mindfulness practice to catch and release thoughts and release those that limit love and impoverish lives. Number 30, and I think we have just a couple more here. Yes, number 30 in Tom's Wisdom Warriors Guide is that wisdom warriors forgive themselves and others for times when the ball is dropped. This doesn't mean excusing hurtful behavior. Rather, it has to do with freeing up the heart and soul, because holding on to judgment, shame, or blame creates suffering. Empathy, compassion, kindness, and being gentle with self and others when you notice your heart is closed helps return awareness to love's presence. A simple sentence I saw posted on the wall of a friend's house hit home to me. In the game of life, the one who loves the most wins. Number 31, wisdom warriors do not try to control others, but rather accept them as they are. If others are acting in hurtful, destructive ways to others, to animals, to Mother Earth, Mother Ocean, fueled by prejudicial, racist, white supremacist ideology or ignorance, they are asleep in the dream of separation. Their harmful actions need to be stopped, but don't judge that. Don't judge their being, for that closes your heart and is hurtful to you. Do what you can to right wrongs and hold wrongdoers in the light of love as you model walking a path of love. Number 32, wisdom warriors find, create, and use shamanic practices to connect with psychedelic cosmic consciousness. They recognize and act on the Hebrew dictum, tikkun olam, helping to repair the wounds of the world by working on their own consciousness while working to create systemic change in policies and behaviors that are hurtful to people and the planet. In the lifeboat we are all in, one group not fairly included in the sharing of resources can put a hole in the boat that sinks us all. Number 33, wisdom warriors work collectively to create new systems to meet our needs in ways that are not dependent upon consumer growth of more and bigger. Rather, they build systems that serve people and the earth, that promote equity, vibrancy, and the wellness of all being and all beings living together in harmonious ways. So, those are Tom's tips for walking a heart path of integrating shamanic teachings in your life, being what he calls a wisdom warrior. I hope there were some pieces in there that resonate for you. And thank you for showing up here today again. And let's all send some love out to Tom for his guidance, and send some love to the folks he's in ceremony with this morning, as we also share the love with each other here. And I thank you again for showing up and doing what we all can to be a wisdom warrior. So happy Shamanic Sundays. Keep tuning in. Tom will be back next Sunday. Tell a friend, share this with your family, friends, anybody who might need a little tune-up for Sunday mornings as we prepare to go into the week ahead. And again, I hope these tips from Tom's upcoming book on how to be a wisdom warrior help inspire you and keep you strong and on a good heart path for the coming week. So I'll see you soon. Mwah, mwah. Sending big love out to all of you. Thanks. Bye.